Hey YouTube, so today is Friday, July 22nd, and so last night I got new insurance from the general and went and got my tag updated today for the 07. Got a brand new plate because my old one, they said they couldn't get to pull up, which is weird. But yeah, so the 06 keeps fucking dying. It's still dying. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I haven't pulled the thermostat out yet. So it's still got that 180 thermostat in there. But I don't know what the hell else is going on with this thing. But I just said fuck it. So I'm gonna get the tag and everything put on the 07. Got the insurance on it now. Now I've got all the stuff to do, the new fuel system, so I think I'm just going to drive the 07. I'm going to load up all the tools in the trunk of the 07. I'm going to drive the 07 to the house and put the 06 in the storage. And I'm going to go home and jack it up, put on all 4 jack stands in the driveway and redo the full fuel system. And then if I need to come back and get this thing, I'll have my mom or I'll have David bring me back over here to grab this back out of the storage. But I figured that way I can at least get it home and like the 07, and I can get the fuel system all done on it and get everything redid. And then once I get everything back or like all redone on that, then it'll be good to daily. And then once I move that fuel pressure regulator from like right here up onto the firewall there, then the hood should be able to clear. So that's what I'm hoping. That's my goal. So I'll keep you guys updated once I get the storage opened up. Alright y'all, so I've got the storage open. I'm just moving all this stuff and getting it all loaded up, taking it over to by the 06 because I'm going to move all this out of the way, move the table. I'm going to pull the 07 out, and then I'm just going to transfer everything from the 06 into the 07. So I'm just kind of getting everything ready, moving everything over here I need to take with me. And yeah, so y'all stay tuned. I'll give you guys another update once I get this beautiful thing out of the storage. Alright you guys, so I'm about to start her up and pull her out of here. Also, I got this Craftsman toolbox today. Someone threw it away, and I was just driving through a neighborhood and seen it at the curb. Went and knocked on the door, and they said yeah, it was trash. So I loaded it up and brought it over here. And it's missing the top couple drawers, but it's got the bottom. I'm thinking about using that as my welding cart, so that'll be pretty cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing started up and pull her out of here and back it up to the trunk of the 06 over there, and start getting everything all swapped from the 06 into the 07, and kind of go from there. So I'll give you guys another update here in just a minute. Alright guys, so she's out to here. Got her backed up to the 06. So now I'm just about to start just kind of organizing everything. I gotta kind of organize all this up here and just make room so I have enough room for all the tools and all the other shit that needs to go. So all this stuff's gonna go in the front seat and the back seat. And then I just gotta pretty much clean out the car and get all my stuff, everything out of here, everything out of the trunk. It's all got to go in here. So I'll keep you guys updated once I get all this stuff swapped over. Guys, everything's loaded up in the 07. She's packed in there. The trunk is packed. I still gotta get the tripod in there. I got the 06 back in the storage with everything else. So I think I am ready to head to the house. I hope I got everything. And yeah, I'm about to head over to the house, and I'll give you guys another update once I make it down here and get on the highway. Alright y'all, I'm cruising down the highway, running 70, cruising. I'm just cruising. 152 trans tube, no lights. So car's running great. I'm just a couple miles away from the house, and then I'm gonna have to let the car cool off y'all. Well, I just made it over here to my buddy David's house in the same neighborhood. But yeah, she drove great. Shit's good. I just drove normal. Didn't get on it. There was a huge wreck on the highway too, so it was like bumper to bumper traffic for most of the drive home. Man, I'm happy with her though. So, just waiting for my buddy David to come outside. I'm gonna take her over to the house and park her under the carport and let her cool off. So, y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright y'all, so made it home. I've got the car on all 4 jack stands. And I'm still letting the car cool off. So I've got all my fittings here for the new fuel system. And then I've got 16 feet of line or hose, plus all, that's everything I had left over from the last set. And there's all the fittings. And I still have a few other fittings left over from the last set. And then there's the 80-pound injectors. There's the exhaust gaskets and the new O2 sensors, which I was going to put those on this, and then I was like, well, I might put them on the 06 because it keeps dying, but I think fuck that. I'm going to put them on here, and the ones that are on here now can go on the 06 because I want everything on this one to be new. So, and I've got the new rear brake pads up here and some pieces. There's a new fuel pump assembly with the AEM E85 pump. So once this thing cools off a little bit more, still pretty warm, still at like 22 psi or so on the fuel pressure. So once that drops down to 0 and the engine cools off a little bit more, then I'll start digging in. But for now, I think I might start dropping the tank and just undoing the straps, undo the lines, lower it down with the jack, and then that way I can at least get the pump assembly swapped, and then it'll just be running lines. So y'all stay tuned, I'll keep you guys updated. Alright y'all, so I've been under the car. So I had to take the O2 sensor out to be able to get to this bolt because O2 is right in front of it. So I had to take the O2 sensor out, got both of these broke free, got them off, and I just slid the resonator back. So I got my new gaskets right here. So I'm going to put one of those on there. And then I'm going to put in the brand new, you want the white plug, that's the black plug. That's the white plug one. Yeah, so I'm going to put in that brand new O2 sensor. And then I'll put the one with the black plug, it goes up there on the rear manifold. So I'm going to get this gasket in here, get that tightened all back down. Get that brand new O2 sensor put back in, or put in, and then I'll get it all plugged back in and ran how I had the old one, and then I'll give you guys another update. So you see that ZZP, yeah. But alright, I'll give you guys another update here in a few. Alright you guys, so I got one of the gaskets in and got it tightened down, and it wasn't sealing all the way. I could tell there was still a gap. So since I was going to have to double up the gaskets, then I sprayed both sides with the copper spray. And I'm just letting them sit for a couple minutes. And then that way I can stack them together and sandwich it in between that that resonator and that downpipe over there. And get it all tightened down, and it should have a nice good seal. And hopefully that's the only exhaust leak. But I got everything else on really tight, so hopefully it's not leaking right there from the rear manifold. But we'll see. So y'all stay tuned and I'll keep you guys updated once I get these exhaust manifold exhaust gaskets on the downpipe to the resonator. Alright y'all, so I've got both of the gaskets sandwiched in there. Both the nuts are tight. I've got the brand new O2 sensor on. And with this O2 sensor, it's got a longer plug, so I didn't even have to run my ZZP extension. So that's cool. But yeah, I got that on there. Exhaust is tight, so now I've got to just check the 2 bolts up there going onto the rear manifold and make sure those 2 are tight. And then as long as those 2 are tight, then we should be good to go. So now the underside is done for the exhaust. So next thing I got to do is the tank is back here. So it's got this heat shield. It's got 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3 little things that hold the heat shield on, and then it exposes the straps, and then underneath the straps, it's on the front side up there. There should be like a 13 or a 10 millimeter, something like that. A bolt on this side and a bolt on that side. And then those straps will come down, and that will let the tank drop. So I have to use the jack under there with the 2x4 to lower the tank down. And then once I get the tank lowered down, then I can start disconnecting all the lines and the plugs. And then once I get it disconnected, I can drop it all the way and pull it out from under the car. And then I can just do a quick pump assembly swap and put it back together. And then just put my AN fitting adapter on there. And then start making the line or running the line. And then I'll delete the factory fuel line that goes up to the front as I'm running the new line. Once I get it disconnected from the tank, I'll know exactly. It looks like it's that one right there with that yellow tag. So I'll be able to just delete that whole thing all the way up to the front, and then I'll put the AN line up there in its place and zip tie it up, so that way it's hung all the way down the car, and we shouldn't have any issues with the fuel line. So I'm going to start getting this heat shield off so I can drop the tank, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I've been working on this thing for a good 20 minutes or so, but I've been making a lot of progress. So I got under here, so there's the heat shield, and it's got a bunch of those little plastic things over there, and they're just the ones where you got to pull the center out and they come out, and they actually stick into the tank. See, there's some nubs up there. But so I got those off. That exposes the tank, lets you get to the straps. So the straps tuck up behind the rear end and go up above the rear end. So on the passenger side, you can just go right through the bottom of the rear end and you can get to the bolt holes. Where is it at? I don't know, it's up in there. Yeah, it's above that one. But yeah, you can snake your socket and extensions up through there, and you can get that bolt out. There it is. But over here on this side, it's like offset. So the hole is actually like, the bolt is like right here, right above this. So the only way to get to it from either side is you have to use a bunch of extensions with a swivel. And it's a 15, and then these are the bolts. So now I have both of the straps off. I've pulled them out from behind the rear end and got them both dropped down. And so now all I got to do is just lower down the jack a little bit, and that will let this drop some. And then, but I have to disconnect this fill hose up here, and I've got to unplug these 2 plugs up here because that's for all the wiring that goes to the pump. So I can just unplug them here, and then I don't have to mess with them at the pump side. But I do have to disconnect a couple of the lines. So I'm gonna have to disconnect. I don't know if I gotta disconnect that one there, or if I need to disconnect it up there, because it goes on either side. But I need to disconnect some stuff and then drop this down a little bit, disconnect a couple more things, drop it down a little bit more, and then once I get the tank out and dropped on the ground and everything's disconnected, then I'll give you guys another update. Alright, so I've been working on this fuel system, and so I had to take both of the fuel tank straps completely off, and then I was able to drop this tank down enough to get to it on the side. I took out this bolt here. There's a 13 millimeter, and these two big lines were in these two slots here. So I popped those off, and then one of them was this one, this fitting, and you just press it in on one end. See the end? You just press it in and pull off. And then this one, it's got two blue clips on it, and you just squeeze the two clips together, and then it squeezes in these two holes, and then you just pull this off. So you would squeeze it here on the two blue butterfly tabs and pull this off. And so now those are disconnected, and then you seen up on the other side there was those two electronic plugs. I just unplugged the one bigger one that goes up to the pump. So I'm pretty sure now I'm good to lower this tank down some more. It was catching on the exhaust over there a little bit, so I'm gonna have to maneuver this, but making lots of progress. And then I do still have to disconnect the fill tube, which isn't that difficult, but I do have to lower it down a little bit more. You see it goes way up here, and it's right there. I might have to jack it back up and try to disconnect that before the tank comes out. I know, but I'll give you guys another update here in just a few. Alright, you guys, so we've got everything disconnected. As you've seen, I had those two lines there. Then I had to disconnect this blue line, and it went up there over the rear end, up there where this hose goes. And then I also had to disconnect that. That's for the fill tube, and that one goes up there like so. And then we just lowered down the jack, dropped the tank. So now just gotta pull the jack out and slide the tank out. Go. So now I just got to slide that tank all the way out and swap the pump. And so I'm going to get this tank out, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright guys, so got the tank out. It's not too bad. Like I said, it's just got to unplug this one bigger plug of the two, and then unplug that, and then I guess this side did have a worm drive, but I couldn't see it. So I cut this end off, but it's alright. I'm going to put a worm drive clamp on this end. So, it'll be alright, but this thing is super fucking dusty. There's so much gunk in here. So I'm going to take the blower and just blow all this off. Hey, you want all that? Yep. Golly. Alright, gotta let it air up again.
At least this way no debris will fall on the tank.
Yeah, because this is almost a full fucking tank of 91 too, so. But that's cool. And then, yeah, once I get this all nice and cleaned out of all its gunk, then this ring here just rotates, and then you can pull the whole assembly out with the ring. You need to unplug these couple plugs. And those just plug right in on the new assembly. There we go. And then this is like those other clamps underneath I was telling you about. You squeeze. Bam. And then this is like the other one. You gotta push this in and pull. And that one looks the same way. Push it in and pull. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this finish airing up. And then I'm gonna blow this off again. I'm gonna get these lines undone from that evap tank. And then get this pump out of here. And I'll give you guys another update. So y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, so I got the feed line off, and since that's the feed, it's getting replaced with AN line, so no need for that. This is the evap purge line, so I have to keep that one. And then this is the big one to the tank, the breather. So I've got all this all blown out. There's no gunk and crap down in here no more. So now I can use this flathead and the hammer and just give this a few taps. That'll break that free, spin the ring, and I can pull this old assembly out. And then I'll go grab the new assembly and we'll get that new one popped in there. So y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update here in just a minute. Okay guys, well finally, so it was easy to twist the ring and get the pump to come up. But then it's like the pump swelled, like the basket itself swelled, and
like a millimeter all the way
didn't
around.
want to come out from the tank, and we ended up breaking it in half, and I had to unplug all the shit off of it.
Pulling and pulling and
I had to use a screwdriver to pry on the sides, and it kind of, yeah, right there, I kind of messed it up a little bit.
Had to work a screwdriver around the whole edge.
Man, there's some gunk in there. It looks like a piece of paper or something. You see that?
It does look like a piece of paper.
That's weird. But, alright, I'm going to grab this new assembly and get it set down in here and start getting this thing put back together. Got to make sure I get the new seal on. I'm pretty sure it came with the brand new seal and everything. So, yeah, there's a new seal. Sweet. And it's kind of exciting because once I get this all back together, I get to find out if I wired this up correctly. And if I did all the work right whenever I put the AEM E85 pump in there. So, y'all stay tuned and we'll find out together. Alright you guys, so I got the new assembly out here. And so I was looking around. David used 2 long pry bars and was able to get that piece of paper out. And I was looking at the, that's the fill tube. And see, it's got that plastic piece on there. So that way people can't stick a hose down your tank and siphon your gas. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. But, alright, so I got the new O-ring set on there. So, gotta get this. Here, let me hold it. God, a mosquito on the camera.
Has like a keyway.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's cleaner at least. Sorry for the finger, YouTube.
Alright, where'd that flathead go?
I don't know, but there's a big ass mosquito on the phone. Yeah, it's still not all the way.
What are those big pry bars there you had?
Here, you got a call. Oh shit.
Oh shit. I hit it the wrong way.
Oh, is it going the other direction now?
No, I think I hit it the wrong way. I was supposed to be hitting it that way and I hit it that way. Oh.
See, it like locks in right there.
That's what it looks like, but it's not moving.
I wonder if we both, like, you hit it that way on that side, I hit it the other side.
So it's snug. Alright, pump's installed. I'm gonna start getting all this stuff all hooked up and start getting this thing put back in here because it's already dark. So y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so we've been working on this thing. David's helped me out a lot, but we got the pump back in, we got all the lines back on. I put on the 6AN adapter for the feed, then put on a 45-degree fitting, and then this is like 5 feet of hose or so. And so I'm gonna just run this just like you would the factory line. Just trying to snake it up through here. And I'll probably zip tie these two together here. And then that will go down, and wherever I find a good place to mount that ZZP Stainless Fuel filter, then I'll cut it, you know, put a straight fitting on and get it in one side and coming out the other and continue this up to the front of the car. So it's coming along, making a lot of progress. So I'm going to slide this thing back under here and try to get the jack back underneath it. And I'll give you guys another update here shortly, so y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so David's been helping me out a shit ton. Oh damn, look at that.
That's what that noise was.
Alright, well I'll put that back on in a minute. But alright, so we've got the tank back in. We've got the line started to be ran. I hooked back up my vacuum line here. I've still got to hook back up the fill neck and the other evap line. I still got to put this bolt back in here. I've got the straps hooked on here, so now I just got to slide those up, push them up into place, run the bolts in, and then the tank will be up in place, and I can put the heat shield back on and finish running my line. It runs pretty much up to the subframe, so somewhere right in there I'm probably gonna make a bracket or something and bolt on that fuel filter, and then run the lines up to the fuel pressure regulator. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here in a few once I get these tank straps bolted back in place. Alright you guys, so we've been working on this thing for quite a while now. Pretty much have the whole tank and everything is back up in the car. I still have to hook the straps so it's held, but I've got my feed line. It's ran down and I just zip tied it to all the factory lines going all the way forward. Now we just got to cut all the pigtails off, and then I ran it right up here. I ran a 90, And just for temporarily, I have it zip tied, but I got those 2 clamps right there, and I'm gonna try to screw a bracket or something to the fender well right in there that I can wrap those around, and then they'll screw down with the clamps and hold it nice and snug. But then it goes to, that's the feed going up to the regulator, which comes up right here. And I just cut the factory fuel line out, and then it just runs right over here into that 6AN to 6AN adapter. And we also moved the fuel pressure regulator. And then I took the original line going into the rear, and I put that Y on this side, and I just left it 90, and I had to redo this side because the line popped out, so I had to cut it off and redo it and make it fit. And then we took a 180 and kind of bent it out a little bit with an 18 millimeter on this side and a 19 millimeter on this side, and just put the close end on each side, and I just put it on my knee like that and pried either way and bent it out a little bit, and it fits really nice. So whenever it's in, it's gonna get a nice straight shot under the fuel pressure regulator, under the map sensor, and it can wrap around under the throttle body. It'll pretty much be just like this, and it'll wrap all the way around. But instead of stopping right there, it'll go right under here, straight over, and it'll go right into that. So I'm just gonna have to remake this whole line here, but that's all right. At least I know I have all the fittings. I have plenty of hose left, and now I just got to get the straps for the tank strap back down and plug the tank in, and I still have to rehook up the filler neck and that evap plug or tube. But we made a shit ton of progress, so thanks a lot, David, for the help. But hell yeah, it's come a long way today in just like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 hours. It was about 5 o'clock, 5:30 whenever I got home.
Yeah, about 7 hours.
Yeah, so about 7 hours.
Saturday.
But you know what? It's come a long way. I was going to go ahead and throw in the 80s, but since I haven't got the tune yet, David talked me out of it. And right now it's still tuned for 91. It's got a full tank of 91, and we know it's got a full tank of 91.
Full tank.
That bitch was heavy. And yeah, I do need to get a wideband, and it's just $500, and I just can't afford it right now. It just cost me $288 just to get insurance on this thing. And then it was only like $64 to update the tag, so that was pretty sweet.
I might be able to get a wideband on loan for you to at least be able to monitor it.
Yeah, I just don't want to go through all the work of getting it on loan and then be like, hey, I need it now. And then I don't have mine yet and have a hole in my exhaust. But I'm going to keep working on this thing. We're just kind of taking a break for a minute. And yeah, I've got to get back under the car and get those straps for the gas tank put back in. And then that's pretty much just button up some little stuff in the rear end and finish up this fuel line going up here to the front rail. And I'm going to see if I can maybe straighten up my gauge a little bit. But I think it was pretty tight. And then I'm going to have to throw a self-tapper in the bracket back there. As you can see, we got that one on a stud, but it's still pretty loose. So, but it's definitely come a long way. Now, hopefully, I should be able to put the hood on. I don't know, it's still not looking like it's going to clear with the throttle body.
Not really.
Maybe I have to get them hood spacers, or them cradle spacers, and space everything down. But I'll keep you guys updated as we make some more progress, so y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, so it is like 12:57 a.m. Saturday morning, and I've pretty much got all the fuel system done, except for I haven't swapped the injectors, but I ran a new vacuum line to the fuel pressure regulator. I still need to put a self-tapper in it right there, but all the lines are tight and they're all on there. I'm gonna have to untwist that, damn it. I don't like that. Alright. But okay, so I'm gonna have to fix that. I just seen that kind of twisted and kinked. I don't like that at all. No. What in the hell? Must have happened when I tightened it down. Yeah, I don't like that. But okay, and then I have to fix this. So it's just zip tied up into place right now, but it's not gonna work because it's gonna rub on the steering boot, and see, it moves too much, and I don't like that. So what I'm thinking about doing is just getting a little piece of plate, like 4 inches long or so, and self-tappering it to the car right there behind where the filter is. And then whenever I self-tapper the plate down, I'm just gonna self-tapper, okay, 2 of these worm drive clamps. I'm gonna open them up completely and just put these behind the plate, and that way once I tighten it down, it'll hold these snug, and then I can just zoop zoop and they'll be good. So that's the plan with that, and that will fix the fuel filter. And then, so coming along back here, I still have to snip off all of the zip tie pieces, but it's ran all the way back here and up to the feed. And I have one strap on and tight, and whenever I tightened it down with the impact, a bunch of crap fell into my eye. And that's why I got out from underneath the car, and I haven't tightened the other one up yet. And then I still got to put this bolt in back here. It's right there. But man, I mean, overall, I made a shit ton of progress today. So now I've got full AEM line all the way up here from the tank to the regulator. I got the new AEM E85 pump installed with the brand new assembly. Man, it's come a long way. I got those exhaust gaskets in there and copper sprayed, and got the brand new O2 sensor on. And since that plug was long enough, I didn't even have to run my O2 extension adapter that I got from ZZP. It's up here. Yeah, so now I just got to get that one other fuel tank strap on, and then I can get the heat shield back on. And then I just got to hook up the filler neck tube and the evap and just a couple of little plugs. Then I got to plug in the main power to the tank. But overall, it's coming along. She's getting close. So I'm going to keep working at it. I just had to take a break for a minute because I still got some shit in my eye. But it's coming along. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll keep you guys updated. Alright, you guys. So it's 2:45 a.m. and I've got a lot more done. So I got all the fuel lines all finished up. Everything's tight. I loosened up the feed and unwound the line or the hose, and then I've got it just nice and tucked back behind here. It's not all twisted no more, so now it's just normal. And then I was also able to take the strut tower bar that I had on the 06, and now since I moved the regulator, it actually like barely has any clearance. There's just tiny little bit of clearance, but it does clear, so we're all good. And then I found this cool style clamp. It's just like the one I used on the front over there that goes into the fog light for the front mount heat exchanger and the intercooler pump hose. But I just completely unfolded it so it has a tab on each side. And I just put a self tapper in each side, and now it's nice and snug. And now it's not rubbing on any of the lines here or anything, so it's all good. And I've got all the fittings are nice and tight. All of them have all of these fittings for some reason came with an O-ring inside of these gasket, like this side that threads on to the AN, not the hose side, but the actual fitting side, which I thought was weird, but that's what they came with, so that's what I used. But man, I'm super happy with the progress. So I've still got to get the other strap on the fuel tank over there on the driver's side, and then I've got to get up here. See, there's a plug on top of the tank. It goes up here and it plugs in right there. And then the fill neck and stuff is right there, so that hose has to go back on there. And then there's an evap line that's got to plug in, and then the fuel system is pretty much done after I get the other strap on and then put this heat shield back on. Then the whole fueling system should be done. And it kind of sucks, I might have to undo some of this again, because I do need to change out all these rear trailing arms. Or not the rear trailing arms. Well, I do need to change the rear trailing arms, but all these rear lower control arms and the rear trailing arms, I have all of that stuff brand new for this car, and I just never put them on there. And I think a lot of that was just because you got to drop the rear subframe, which means you have to drop the exhaust, and it's just a lot of bullshit. But it's coming along, so I'm going to keep working on her and try to finish up this full fuel system. And then the only thing I'll have left is, once I get the computer retuned for the 80s and the E85, then I'll swap in the 80s. But for now, I'm just going to run the 42s and just daily it, just driver normal. So hopefully getting this exhaust and everything together quiets it down a lot and makes it run a little bit smoother, and O2 sensors can get the accurate readings that they need to get. So I'm going to keep working on her, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, YouTube, so it's about 12:30 in the afternoon. I just woke up. I was out here till about 4 or so in the morning, and so I made a lot of progress yesterday and early this morning. But so whenever I got this all strapped back up in here, you can see I had to start loosening the straps back. But the cord, the wires that goes from the pump and plugs in up there, where was that? It didn't get swapped back. So this is the cord I'm talking about. So both of these plug into the pump like so, and then this is supposed to flip up to plug in, and instead it is like laying down on the tank like this, and then the tank is pushed up in there, so I cannot pull the cord out to plug it in. And I fought it and fought it. I was loosening the straps, dropping the tank back down, It was just taking forever. And I couldn't see a damn thing. So I just kind of took a break and went in and went to bed last night. But, so now I'm about to start getting all the tools back out and get back at it. I just want to give you guys an update. And then we got a lot of cats running around here, so I just kind of took the hood off the parts car and set it on here. Just keep cats out of the engine bay. But yeah, that's how this is going. Yeah, there it is. That's where that plug goes. I don't know if you can see the wires in there, but they're not running up over here. I swear it is always fucking something. It's always something. But it's okay, I'm making a lot of progress, so y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright y'all, so it's about 6 o'clock and I've been working on this thing, and so I had to take the heat shield back off. I had to undo both straps completely and drop the tank back down quite a bit just to be able to get that plug. But let's go around the front other side. But as you can see, now I've got my plug in there. It's right here. So that was kind of a pain in the ass. So if you're doing this, make sure you run this wire up here before you put the tank up and put your straps on, or else you're gonna have to redo all your work. This is a lot easier in the Grand Am. But I didn't have to mess with the exhaust at all. So pretty much all back together now. So now I've got to take the key on, make sure we don't have any leaks. Go on. Get. Go. Go. Get. Shoo. Go on. Get the fuck away from my car, dog. You're gonna get kicked in the face. The fuck on. The fuck away from my house. Fucking flea, tick-ridden dog, man. Anyways, so I got my fuel line coming here. It's all zip tied all the way down. Goes up there to the stainless filter. And as you can see, I've got my nice little strap on it now. It's nice and solid. It don't move at all. I'm gonna have to zip tie this line up just because I don't want to have any issues with the boot hitting it and rubbing. Overall, it's coming along great. And as you see, the line runs here, runs back there, into the regulator. And then I redid my front line, so it goes from here and it just wraps all the way around and goes straight over there to the regulator. So made a lot of progress. I'm gonna keep working on this thing, and I'll give you guys another update right before I turn the key, make sure we don't have any leaks. Alright y'all, about to go turn the key, make sure we don't have any leaks. Wish I could see the gauge, but I haven't turned the key on. Looks like we're only up at 20 psi of pressure. Let's see if we got some leaks. seeing any leaks anywhere. Nothing looks kinked anywhere. Alright. So I'm not seeing any leaks. Nothing from back here. I guess all I can do is try to start her and see what she does. See if that pressure kicks up any. So, alright. Let me see what we got. Okay. We've got up over 40 psi of pressure now, so that's good. Again, I guess. much fuel pressure. And she just died. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Okay. That's weird. I hear the pump. Great. Awesome. Well, I don't know, all that bullshit and I don't know. Well, it's not leaking anywhere, so that's good. I know everything is tight. Maybe it's because of the fuel pressure. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna do a little diag and see what I can figure out, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, y'all, so I was looking around and I didn't have the mass airflow plugged in, so I guess I'm gonna try to start it again. You see how quickly that pressure starts to drop. It's only been 5 minutes or so. I guess let's try this again, see if she starts. There she goes. Cycle and make sure everything's working properly. Also, I want to make sure at full lock. Yeah, full lock, I got plenty of room between the tire and the filter, so I'm not worried about the filter rubbing. I'm gonna run that check engine light and see what the check engine light's showing. It's probably for the mass airflow. All right, I'm excited. Thought I was gonna have to drop the tank again. Wish it had a little more chop like the NIC can, but that's okay. That is okay. Coming along, making lots of progress. So temp. Let everything kick on like it's supposed to. And then I'll give you guys another update. So y'all stay tuned. Alright, well, I just got her off a jack stand. And she was running good. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just died again. I'm not understanding what the hell's going on. So, I guess I'm going to run this check engine light and see what's going on. And I'll give you guys another update. So, y'all stay tuned. Alright, y'all. So, I'm running the codes. And it's throwing a P0116. Okay, what the hell just happened? What? Scan, one code, 0116. Clear it. Code's cleared. I'll have to look up 0116. Nothing. I swear it's always something. Alright, you guys. I guess give me a minute and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, well, the 0116 was for the engine coolant temp, which seemed to be working fine. As you can see, it was like up at the quarter mark when I just tried to start it last time. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I'm going to have to jack it back up and drop the tank again and double check the wiring on that pump plug. I know I still have this other one. I did try to hook and pull that wire up, so I could have damaged some of these wires on the one that's in there. So that might suck, because then I'm going to have to let the car cool way the fuck down again. But she did start, so at least I know the E85 pump is good. I know there's no leaks in the lines, so that's good. I'm just trying to figure this thing out, so y'all stay tuned, and I will give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, I guess I'm going to try her again. Unplug the mass airflow again. See if that does anything now. Nothing. I don't know what the hell is going on. PSI. There's got to be a fuel pressure issue. There's got to be a fuel issue. Smelling a little bit of fuel. And that's just what leaked out of the hose there, the original line. Guess I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, and I don't know. I've got to figure something out though, because I've got to drive this, and I'm not really trying to go through all that shit again. Can't really put this pump back in because it's fucking broken half. But alright, y'all, I'll give you guys another update once I figure something out on this thing. Alright, so got her started again after sitting for about 10 minutes, and she just started right back up, didn't really do anything. So I went and drove around the block, kind of just high revved it for a minute. Maybe it's just the pump getting used to, I don't know, because it's brand new, I'm not for sure, but up at 186 water temp. Trans temp. Everything else is working like it should be, so I'm just gonna let it run. That's what I was trying to do, was just let it run. Lots of progress though. Happy she's running again. It's so much quieter now. Fuel pressure's still up at about 50 psi. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe she's getting too much fuel. I don't know. It could even be that cheap eBay O2 sensor I just put in there. I never did do the one on the rear manifold. Shut her down. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress. So hopefully that issue is fixed with it dying. I'm not really sure what the hell was going on with it just dying randomly. But I guess I'll find out if she still does it, because it didn't die at all until I changed the pump and everything. So before that, she sat there and ran for damn near an hour and was good. So I don't know, I guess I'm gonna let her cool down for a few and pick up all my tools. Probably go and eat something and get something to drink, and I'll come back out and see if she just fires right back up, and we'll go on a little test drive. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll give you guys another update here shortly. Alright, you guys, so it is now Sunday morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I did get her to start up again. I turned her around, picked up all the tools, and then I adjusted the fuel pressure on the fuel pressure regulator. So I had to loosen the nut and then screw that in about 3 turns, and that should bring the pressure down some. Also, I put my heat shields back on the rear plug wires because I forgot I took them off. But yeah, pretty sure that's everything. So I'm about to run up here to Quick Trip and get something to drink. So I figured I'd do a little startup for you guys. Like it went up to almost 60 psi. Maybe I need to loosen that. Alright, maybe I'll have to readjust that. I don't know. I'm about to drive up to Quick Trip, see how she does. So hopefully she don't die. I do have the jump box. Drove up to Quick Trip earlier and it died on me right as I was pulling in. Then I couldn't get the car to start again, so I had to throw the jump box on it. Still need to get an alignment on this too, but she drives pretty straight. Sounds like there's still an exhaust leak, minor, but definitely sounds like there's still an exhaust leak. died right here earlier. She did a lot better though. Not too bad. Alright, I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all. Well, I just made it back to the house from Quick Trip. And she hasn't died at all. I'm running 50, 52, 53 psi fuel pressure. Not really sure what's going on. Like, I thought I adjusted it down some, but I don't know. Not seeing any leaks. Something hanging. Overall, she sounds good. Running good. So since she's already warmed up, I'm gonna go ahead and let it run for a few, and it just died. Alright, so I'm still having the same problem. Well, that's fucking crazy. Alright. Still not done. So that means tomorrow, or I guess today, I get to come out here and work on it some more. I don't know. I messaged Daniel Smuts to ask him about it. He hasn't messaged me back yet, so I guess we'll see tomorrow. So it's going to be it for tonight. Alright, y'all. Well, it's Sunday. It's about 11:30 in the morning. So last night I was working on this thing, and for whatever reason she wants to keep dying. So I've been doing some Googling, doing some research, and so what I've found out so far is on this regulator. So from the diagrams that I'm seeing, is they pretty much wants me to run my feed into a Y, and then each side is supposed to go into the fuel rails, and then out the other side and connect into the fuel pressure regulator. So that's pretty much how the diagrams are showing it wants to run this. And I have the feed going straight into the regulator and then into the rails. So I'm not really sure if that's the right way. I mean, that's how I had it ran previously before I changed the pump. But I don't know. The car was running great before, and I've done a mixture of things between dropping the tank and changing the pump, changing all the line, and then rerouting all the line up here. So I don't know. I'm just kind of at a loss at the moment. But I guess I'm gonna tear this thing back apart. It's set all night, so it doesn't have any fuel pressure right now. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at the moment. So I'm gonna, I guess, get the tools out of the trunk and start working on this thing, and I'll keep you guys updated as I go, so y'all stay tuned. Alright you guys, so I adjusted the fuel pressure to 58 psi. And all I did was I used the jumper wire right here, and I just pulled my fuel pump relay, stuck it in this bottom corner and this top corner over here. That kicked the pump on. So with the engine off, I was able to set my fuel pressure. And then I just put the relay back in and she fired up. So I'm just watching all my data. Got no codes yet. My fuel level is still wrong though. So I'm still thinking there's something with the wiring on the pump. I don't know. I guess I just gotta let her run and see if she dies. It says already 140. There's no way that's right. 161 water temp? Something's wrong. There's something going on. I wasn't having any of that issues until I changed the pump. I just started the car. There's no way it's already 164. There's just no way. I mean, it is kind of hot out here, but... I changed out this vacuum line also. The other one that I had on there melted some. Which one was it? I think it was this one, yeah. I don't know if y'all can really see that or not, but it's totally melted. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Yeah, so that one's no bueno. Ugh. I don't like that. I need to figure out something for this PCB system. Just having that intercooler on there blocks it off, and it's even having the breather, it still smokes real bad. I don't know what's up with that. And man, hopefully this will stay freaking running. I'm just gonna let her run, because I know with that pumping, she ran for hours. Like an hour straight, no problems at all, just sit there and idle. VGR delete. PCB delete. I don't know. Hopefully she don't die. .170 water temp, 800 RPM. My pressure's dropped a little bit down to about 52. It wasn't like 58. I don't know why the pressure's dropping. This regulator is supposed to go to like 70 PSI, and I'm not seeing that. Girl to work right, not die on me. She was running great and I showed her love, and now she's like, fuck you. Oh. See how long she'll run for. Alright guys, I think I have an issue. So I pulled the headlight, checked the intercooler system, and it wasn't really flowing. So I just added some water in there, and now she's smoking like a motherfucker. So I think the intercooler core is leaking. I swear it's always something. Definitely circulating something now after I added a half a gallon of water. Still running, so that's good. The fuel pressure definitely dropped though. Running just below 50 psi. That is not good. We're at 32 minutes. That's definitely looking a lot more promising with the not dying. No more, so that's good. Oh, there it goes. I guess I spoke too soon. I think there's a leak somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna kill it. I swear, I just have the worst luck with these cars. Alright, well, at least it's not dying now. But that's definitely not any good. So I'm probably going to have to pull the supercharger back off. And I don't know, I might just have to just delete the fucking intercooler, just not run the intercooler. Which sucks, because that means I've got to change belts again, like, I don't know if I even have everything I need. And that kind of foils the whole build process. Like, the whole reason I even went with the aeromotive rails and shit was because the factory fuel rail wouldn't work. And now I've done cut out the factory fuel line, so I can't just go back to factory. I mean, I guess I could just remove the intercooler and just put the supercharger back on. I swear, it's always something. Alright, y'all, well, I'm going to end it right here and let this thing cool off. And I've just got to figure some shit out, so y'all stay tuned and I'll give you guys another update. Head up here and get on the highway. Alright, YouTube. So, I'm back at the house. So earlier I got the car running, and I had a guy message me wanting to buy some wheels and tires I had posted for sale for my dad off of his Pontiac Solstice. So I messaged Daniel Smuts, and since the intercooler system was leaking, I'm pretty sure the core is leaking into the engine. So I messaged Daniel, he didn't message me back. So I just drained the system back out so it wasn't leaking into the engine, and I disconnected the pump from the fuse box so the pump wasn't running. And I drove the car out to Owasso, and it drove great. And then I got out there, and the whole reason I even went was because my dad told me that if I sold the wheels that I could just keep the money to help me out, because I've been having a bunch of bad luck with everything, and everything's breaking, and the insurance and all that. So I was like, cool. So I messaged the guy back and told him, you know, because I had him posted for $250 for all four, so I told him I would take $200, and he said okay. So then I go out there, and then he gets there, I show him the wheels, and then he's like, alright, here's $75. And I'm like, no, it's $200. It's $75 for one, or $250 for all four, and I told you I would take $200 for all four. It's $50 per wheel and tire. And I was like, that's a great deal. Like, just for the tires, that's a good deal. And so he's like, well, we don't have enough, so he left. So I was like, whatever. So I put the wheels back up, and then was just coming back home, and I got back on the highway, and I was like just cruising, running 65, had the cruise set, everything was good. And then car started making like this ticking noise, and I still don't know what it is, but it was making some weird noise, like when I give it throttle. And so I don't know if it's something in the trans or if it's just getting into boost. Like, I have no idea. It could be an exhaust leak. But all I know is when it's parked or like in neutral and I rev it, it doesn't make the noise. But when I'm driving and actually going, it makes the noise. So I got back over here. Well, first I went to the storage and I grabbed the hood, and since I sold Dustin Arns the latch for his fucking, he's got the same hood, but his is actually painted and looks nice. But I sold him the latch because he didn't have a latch, and so I bought hood pins. But I wasn't planning on running the hood or anything yet, so I just had to ratchet strap it down with the ratchet strap, and I just hooked it in here, and then hooked it down here on the bar, and made it home. And then I also grabbed the gasket kit and the factory fuel rail, and I know I've cut the factory fuel line out, but I do have another one of those adapters, just like the one I put on the fuel pump, and it just slides on. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, so on this hump here, the one piece goes on this side, the other piece goes on this side, and they thread together and locks over this little hump here. And it gives you a 6AN fitting. So I was like, okay, well, if I just remove the intercooler completely and just put the factory metal style gasket back in there, I can still run the fuel rails and, you know, everything else, the regulator, all that, and maybe that will let the car run better. It sucks I won't have the intercooler system, but if the core is bad and is leaking, then there's not really anything I can do about that right now. So it's gonna have to come apart. So that's kind of where I'm at. And then on the way home from the storage is whenever it started making the noise again. And so I'm just like, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I blew this thing up. I don't know if the engine's junk now. I don't know if I chipped the piston. Like, I don't know. It's not overheating. I mean, it's definitely still been blowing crap out of the fucking... I mean, look at that gunkiness. And it's been smoking out of this breather because the PCV port's blocked off from the intercooler. So I figured if I just remove the intercooler and put the supercharger back on there with the factory gasket, then maybe I can either use these fuel rails still, or fuel logs, whatever the air mode is, or I could use the factory fuel rail, whichever. But all I know is something's gotta happen, man. I just don't know what the hell is going on. And then the 06 is still dying. So, and now the insurance lapsed on that car. I didn't put that car on the new insurance policy because if I was trying to add the 07 and the 06 to my new insurance policy I got, and it was going to be like $400 down instead of $288 down. So I just said, fuck the 06, and I just put this one on there so I could update the tag, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just drive this one, because it was running good. And then as soon as I start actually trying to drive the thing, it wants to have problems. And so I'm just like, I don't even know what to do now. So that's kind of where I'm at with the 07. So I went and got a bunch of stuff. I'm letting it cool off, because I'm going to have to tear this thing apart. I didn't grab any other belts while I was over there. Fuck. I don't even know. I don't even know. It's always something, I'm telling you. But, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with the car. So, I called my boss. He's going to come pick me up in the morning at, like, 5:30. And hopefully I can get some positive, good news at work. I've got to talk to the owner because with the old insurance, they're trying to say that I got into another accident with the 06 Pre after I rear-ended the guy. Now somebody else is trying to say I stopped at a stop sign and backed into him, but I mean, that never happened. Like, the day and time they're saying I backed into them, I was at work on a roof. My car was parked at the shop. So me and my boss in the morning are going to go talk to the owner and see if they can pull video footage of my car being parked in the parking lot at that day and time. And hopefully that will make my insurance go back down. And because right now, that's what made my insurance go up, was I got into the first wreck where I rear-ended the guy and he ran. And so I filed a claim. And then my insurance denied the claim because I rear-ended the guy, even though he ran, and the cop said it was the other guy's fault because he ran. So it automatically made it his fault for hit and run. But the insurance pretty much just said, fuck you, to me. So I fixed the car myself. You know, you've seen the old red bumper. I painted it black, got it on there. But now the car keeps dying, and it's having steering issues, and it's popping and creaking when I turn, and it's just one problem after another after another. And so that's why I was trying to get this thing going, and now it's going, and now it's broke. So now I've got to tear this thing apart. And it's crazy. This thing was running so good before I put in the new fuel pump and lines. I guess I should have just left it alone. But goddamn. It's like, I just can't win. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to let this cool off, and I'm going to have to tear it apart, tear the whole intercooler system out. I'll just remove the front heat exchanger and the pump and all that shit and just take it all back out. And I don't even know, I can't even close the hood and latch the hood because I still got to drill holes in this for the hood pins and all that. So I don't even know how well this is even going to work. It's not going to be done today. Not if I got to tear the engine apart and shit. So I don't even know right now. But that's kind of where I'm at. So yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Because I'm just stressed out. And I just don't know what else to do right now. So I don't know. I might... if I blew up the engine or chipped a piston or something, I guess I'm just going to part everything out. Because like I said, this is like a whole year's salary on this engine alone. Like $12,000 to $15,000 into this engine. And all the new parts. And I'm just... I don't know. I'm just overwhelmed and stressed out. And I'm just ready to give up. So, I guess that's going to be it for this video, y'all. So, I guess if you like the video, leave me a like. Please, leave me some positive comments. And if you would, hit the subscribe button. Because without getting to 1,000 subscribers and getting monetized, I just don't see me being able to do a whole lot more. Because I just can't afford it. Not with all the bills I have and the insurance just gone up. And now I can't even drive the other car. So I'm just at a loss and just stressed out right now. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I guess I'll let you know whenever I find something out.